What if disappearing is not losing, but preparing for the most powerful return of your life? In a world where everyone is trying to be seen, noticed, praised, and validated, there is something deeply dangerous about the person who goes silent and starts rebuilding in private. Most people think silence means weakness. They think if you step back, you gave up. They think if you stop explaining yourself, you have nothing left to say. But sometimes silence is not surrender. Sometimes silence is strategy. Sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is disappear from the noise, the opinions, the fake support, and the constant pressure to prove themselves, and return so transformed that their presence alone becomes the answer. If you have ever felt underestimated, ignored, betrayed, or doubted, then this message is for you. There comes a point in life where talking no longer helps. Explaining yourself drains you, defending your heart drains you, telling people your plans, your pain, your goals, and your vision starts to feel pointless because not everyone deserves access to your becoming. That is when a different kind of growth begins. Quiet growth, private discipline, invisible transformation. You stop announcing every move. You stop needing people to understand you. You stop wasting energy trying to convince those who already made up their minds about you. And in that silence, something rare starts happening. You begin to hear yourself again. Not the noise, not the fear, not the pressure. Yourself, your real standards, your real pain, your real potential. Most people are addicted to being seen before they are ready. They want applause in the middle of the process. They want recognition before the result. They want people to believe in them while they are still inconsistent, distracted, and emotionally weak. But power does not grow well in noise. It grows in isolation. It grows in the moments where nobody is checking on you, clapping for you, or expecting anything from you. That is why disappearing can become one of the most powerful decisions of your life. Not disappearing because you are broken forever, but disappearing because you are finally done performing, done begging, done proving, done explaining. You step back not to escape life, but to rebuild your identity without interference. The truth is, some of the strongest comebacks are born from disrespect. People doubted you, they overlooked you. They took your silence for weakness and your kindness for lack of power. They assumed your current chapter was your final form, but pain has a strange way of sharpening people who choose not to collapse. Rejection can become focus, betrayal can become boundaries, loneliness can become self-mastery, and being underestimated can become fuel. There is something deeply powerful about the person who gets hurt, says less, studies more, works harder, heals quietly, and returns with a presence that no one can ignore. That kind of comeback is different. It is not loud, it is earned. But let's be honest, disappearing in silence sounds beautiful in theory, yet in reality it is uncomfortable, lonely, and mentally brutal. It means facing yourself without distraction. It means sitting with your flaws, your habits, your regrets, your lack of discipline, and your emotional wounds without running back to attention for relief. It means doing the work when nobody knows, waking up earlier, cutting people off, staying off the radar. Building your body, your mindset, your focus, your self-respect, your goals, and your standards while the outside world assumes nothing is happening. That is why most people never make it through this phase, because private growth demands honesty, and honesty is painful before it becomes powerful. Silence also teaches you who you really are without an audience. That is one of the rarest forms of power a human being can build. Who are you when nobody praises you? Who are you when nobody is watching? Who are you when your effort gets no attention and your pain gets no sympathy? That is where character is exposed, and that is where real identity gets built. When you continue without validation, you begin to develop something stronger than confidence. You develop certainty. Confidence can rise and fall. Certainty is deeper. Certainty says, I do not need to be seen right now to know who I am becoming. And once you carry that kind of inner certainty, people start feeling your growth before they even understand it. The beautiful part of disappearing is that it removes the pressure to impress and replaces it with the discipline to evolve. You stop measuring your life by reactions and start measuring it by standards. You become less interested in who notices and more interested in who you are becoming. You stop chasing fast validation and start building slow power. That is where the shift happens. Your habits become cleaner, your focus becomes sharper, your emotions become calmer, your circle becomes smaller. Your vision becomes stronger, and the version of you that returns is not just more successful, it is more solid, more disciplined, more dangerous in the best possible way, because now your strength is not built on attention, it is built on truth. And when you finally return, it will not need to be dramatic. You will not need revenge speeches. You will not need to remind people who doubted you. Your energy will do the talking. Your peace will do the talking. Your discipline, your self-control, your results, your presence, your standards, they will all speak louder than anything you could have said during the phase when people misunderstood you. That is the real power of a silent comeback. It is not about making people feel bad. It is about becoming so aligned, so focused, and so evolved that their opinion no longer has the authority to disturb you. That is freedom. That is growth. That is power. So if you are in a season where life feels quiet, lonely, or invisible, do not panic. You may not be falling behind. You may be being rebuilt. Do not interrupt your transformation just because it is not getting attention. Do not run back to noise just because silence feels unfamiliar. Stay there, work there, heal there, build there. Let people think what they want while you become what they never expected. Because some of the most powerful people are not the ones who always stayed visible. They are the ones who disappeared, mastered themselves, and came back with a presence that changed the room without saying much. If this message hit deep, subscribe to Next Level Mind for more powerful, dramatic motivation and mindset videos. Disappear in silence, return with power, and let your transformation become the loudest thing about you.